Being in the countryside is different from being in a town because of the fresh air. I feel attached to it. I grew up in the countryside. I worked on the land since my childhood. I treat the land with respect. That's the only way. I want it to be in good condition, not abandoned, so it can produce herbs for our animals. Ukraine is famous for its lands. It's a state with good prospects. We have beautiful lands. Everything here is made for qualitative pasture of animals.
Федя.
Our Fedi is French, and he's from French selection. He doesn't come towards us as he having a rest after coupling. The next coupling will take place in March or April, so he's quite relaxed now. If we talk about specific features of our male goats, well, they have distinctive big ears and their horns have a different shape.
Березень-квітень, тому він зараз в стані відпочинку. Але що ще можу сказати, що він відрізняється в нас від таких козлів ушами, в них уші більші.
They're more muscular and stronger.
Відрізняються від наших, бо вони теж не такої структури. Більш структура в них, вони більш мощні і більш сильніші.
В тому році ми закупили
Last year, we bought new breeding goats of the son and breed of French selection.
французької селекції. Ось восени
Our goats were fertilized in autumn, and now we have their offspring.
Зараз ми отримуємо потомство від них.
З 2016 року
We started to breed goats in 2016. We will have 300 dairy goats by March.
я думаю, десь на березень місяць. В планах по поголів'ю для кіз
We plan to increase livestock figures to 600 heads. We choose the son and breed because of the quality and quantity of milk. They produce up to 8 liters of milk. We haven't reached this level yet, but we have about 4 liters of milk at the moment.
не менше як до 8 літрів молока. Ну, ми, звісно, до цих рівнів доходимо, але на сьогоднішній день до 4, так можна сказати, молока ми доїмо на козу. Молоко
Goat milk is the most similar to human. The human body digests it well. It is much easier for the human stomach to digest goat's milk because of the difference in protein and fat composition. Goat's milk has a much smaller effect on people suffering from liver diseases. On the one hand, it is creamy and nutritious, but it has a different type of fat, which does not overload our body's fat metabolism.
В плане того, что оно, да, жирное, все мы знаем, что оно очень питательное, это молоко. Но там совершенно другой жир, который не дает перегрузку.
Its calorific content is low due to its fast digestion compared to cow's milk. Its protein is lighter than that in cow's milk, so it's less stressful for the digestive system. We would recommend it be consumed more often by people as part of a diet for weight loss or for children whose digestive system is still being formed.
Или давать деткам, у которых пищеварительная система не до конца сформирована, например, да? Поэтому давать его как общеукрепляющее молоко я только поддержу, потому что он, правда, легко усваивается.
I will support the idea of giving it as a general supplement, since it is easily digested. It contains immunoglobulin, which helps to combat tuberculosis. We use it for children whose health is weak and who often fall sick as well. But this recommendation relates only to fresh milk.
This
is the maternity barn. We transport goats here ahead of going into labor. It's the place where they give birth. Then we give a goat 15 minutes to lick their kid.
Козенят ми не даємо, ми не підпускаємо до кіз, щоб вони...
We take the kids and drive them away from the goats, so that they feed on their own. Otherwise, the goat will not then give milk, but will save it for its kid. Its needs are small, and goats have lots of milk.
Потреба козеняти дуже мала, а кози У кіз молока набагато більше. Після народження козенят ми відбиваємо.
Then we take the kids to separate blocks that are 90 centimeters above ground level. A temperature of 18 degrees Celsius is maintained by special infrared light lamps.
І у них дотримується температурний режим. 18.
Then we give the goat a number, weigh the kids, record the gender and weight. Kids are born weighing between 2.5 and 4 kilograms, depending on how many were actually born. The size of a goat litter is most often 2 or 3 kids. It is rare for them to give birth to 4 kids. We feed them with colostrum milk from a bottle.
Випадки, що коза народжується 4 козенят. Молозиво випаюємо козеня. Молозиво – це цінний продукт. За рахунок
Colostrum milk is a complete product that contains immunoglobulin. Kids need it to form immunity.
для того, щоб в нього був імунітет в подальшому. Період виношування кіз
The period of goat pregnancy is 150 days, 5 months. The months of February and March are a good time for them to give birth to kids.
активно котяться, тобто народжують козенят. Сьогодні в нас
8 goats gave birth to 16 kids today, 14 female and 2 male kids, which will improve our herd.
14 козочок і 2 цапика, які нам покращать наше стадо, щоб не було
A full
ніяких
and proper diet for goats is important during the period of pregnancy, so as to avoid any complications at birth.
Має дуже велике значення.
Корма ми закуповуємо у фермерів.
We buy food from farmers, as we don't have land for growing feed, and we plan to rent plots of land.
Але в процесі, в планах, я думаю, що ми таки
We feed them with meadow hay, alfalfa, pea straw, grain crops that include barley, sunflower, corn, and we give them salt and chalk separately, so that their wool is not brittle.
гранули зернові, туди входить ячмінь, соняшник, соняшникова макуха, кукурудза. Даємо ще окремо і сіль, і крейда для організму, щоб не була ломка шерсть.
The water temperature for rearing goats should be 36 degrees all year round.
Знаходиться для кіз для випойки.
Орієнтовно поголів'я кіз
The goat livestock in Ukraine came to 580,000 heads in 2018.
із них 98% отримали
Small farming enterprises held about 98% of this figure. They make up 6% of all farms that breed animals. With regard to exports, we sell goats to Turkey, Azerbaijan, Lebanon. So Ukraine's goat exports go to the Orient.
В планах запустити нову
We plan to launch a new cheese dairy that will process up to 700 liters of milk.
до 700 літрів молока в новий цех.
A new plant is already in the preparation stage, and we're now waiting for new equipment, and we plan to start producing semi-hard cheese there from March.
Березень місяць ми запрацюємо на новий цех полутвердих сирів.
Весь процесс производства сыра.
The cheese-making process takes about 6 hours.
Сегодня мы
Today we're making a Swiss type of cheese called svitankovy. I will now bring ferment to the entire surface of the
я
milk.
сейчас буду вносить по всей поверхности молока закваску. И вот эта заквасочка.
This ferment should stand for 2 minutes so that it can take in the moisture. The milk is then stirred and we cover it for 10 minutes. For the ripening of good cheese, milk should stand for 24 hours. In other words, the milk should mature. It's fermented at 32 degrees Celsius.
Мы обшпариваем кипятком формы.
We scald the cheese and all the other equipment so that the cheese won't smell up and so that pathogenic bacteria do not grow on it.
Мы находимся в камере созревания.
We're now in a special room for cheese ripening. We have a temperature of 10 to 12 degrees and humidity of 85 here.
Вот здесь находится у нас.
There are 7 types of cheese here for ripening.
Пока 7 видов сыра. Каждый сыр.
Every cheese ripens individually. For instance, Bohuslav granite ripens for 2 months.
Богуславский гранит 2 месяца ему созревания. После выдержки мы его уже переносим.
Then we take it from this room to a storage room, where it can be kept for up to 1 year.
Вот сыр
Here is Pyrenees cheese, whose storage period is 1.5 months.
Половецкий.
Половецк cheese ripens for 1 month,
Княжий сыр еще.
while Kняжий cheese ripens 3 months.
3 месяца. Объем
The volume of a head of cheese is 1,700 after maturity.
на килограмм
To produce 1 kilogram of cheese, we use 10.5 liters of milk.
пластификатор.
This plasticizer used for cheese storage enables to avoid it drying,
Не бактерии.
the entry of bacteria, and it protects cheese from the environment around it.
От воздействия внешней среды. Вот этот сыр, назвала я его
This cheese is called Pyrenees because I was in France and I really love the snowy mountains.
Снежные такие. На улице лето, а
It was summer, but the mountains were white and the air fresh, with the odor of herbs. So I named this cheese in honor of this region.
вот в честь его я назвала этот сыр.
It has the taste of spring herbs and the scent of the mountains.
Осенние травы. Запах гор. Вот такой вот. Вот это сыр
I named this cheese Polovetsky in honor of the Polovtsy tribe, who were here once and founded the village of Polovetsky. This cheese has the taste of pineapple, a creamy taste and a long aftertaste.
ананасов.
This cheese is called Olympy, in honor of the great Ukrainian iconographer Olympy of the Kavess.
Название сыра Олимпий. Он назван в честь
This cheese is called Olympy in honor of the great Ukrainian iconographer Olympy of the Caves, who lived in Bohuslav and had many students who were iconographers.
Иконописцев.
They painted icons in Kiev's Pechersk Lavra. It has a nutty taste which turns into a fruity one while maturing.
Более фруктовый вкус. Этот сыр мы назвали
This cheese is called truffle because when it dries, it looks like a wrinkled truffle mushroom, and it has a strong taste for those who like something with a strong kick.
Вкус у него крепкий для любителей остренького. Острый вкус.
Smells like garlic.
С запахом.
Україна завжди цінила.
Ukraine has great prospects as a country.
Дуже перспективна держава.
I want these enterprises to develop more and more.
Вважаю,
I believe we can be competitive when entering European markets because our soil, lands, and grazing pastures for animals are good quality. Besides, we have quality milk.
якісні випаси для тварин, чисте, якісне молоко